Good morning, everybody. Lee Brower here, and welcome to this week's edition of Meaningful Monday. I am grateful to be here, and I am glad to be here. And where is here? Well, I'm in Beverly Hills, California this morning, and excited to be a part of what is called the Abundance 360, A360, a program created by Peter Diamandis, and who is the author of Abundance and Bold. And also the creator of the X Prize, and this is his fourth annual event. This is my third time to attend it, and each one just gets bigger. And this one is kicked off with a bang. And the intent is to bring together some of the top thinkers and business owners that are creating solutions for the world in different areas that relate to the world economy, the global economy, that relate to technology and science and medicine, and to introduce them to us so that we know how to use them ourselves. And there's so many experts from different fields here. Someone might ask, Lee, what are you doing there? What good is it for you to be there? You advise families. You work with families and business owners. You know what good it does for me? Two things. One is that it brings me up to speed on what's really going on. It gives me a reality check of, are we ahead of the curve? Are we anticipating some of the major changes that are coming down at us so fast? And the second thing it does, I consider myself the guardian of the family. And so when I hear about all these changes, I think, what effect is that having on the family? And then conversely, how can strong families really make a difference with this technology? So it gives me the opportunity to really look at things and see, how do we protect the family? How do we strengthen the family? And better yet, how do we use the family-owned businesses and just great families? How do we use those to handle the instability that a lot of these changes are creating and are going to create? So Peter started out today a little bit different, or yesterday, a little bit different than he normally does. And I thought it was kind of interesting. He said, we could talk about all of the advances we're making, but let's put things in perspective. Let's go back 100 years and look and see where we were 100 years ago, and then let's look at see where we are now. So I have about a third of a page where I wrote down some of the conditions of 100 years ago. Let me share some of those with you. For example, the average life expectancy for a man was 47 years old. That was it. Fuel for cars was sold in drugstores. 14% is all. Just 14% of homes had a bathtub. 8%, that's it, had telephones. The maximum speed limit for cars was 10 to 15 miles an hour, and some places required that a human being be on the outside of the car so that it could move the animals out of the way, the cows and everything out of the way as the car drove, that nobody would get hurt. The largest building in the world was the Eiffel Tower. The average wage for a worker was $22 per hour. Excuse me. That's today. 22 cents per hour. The average worker made $200 to $400 a month. The average CPA a year, $200 to $400 per year. The average CPA, $2,000 per year. And the average mechanical engineer, I guess they were a prize, was $5,000 per year. 95% of all the births were in the home. 90% of all doctors had never graduated from college. Borax and egg yolks was what most women washed their hair with, and they did it about once a month. Canada, this is very interesting. Canada passed a law that the poor were not allowed to immigrate into their country. Interesting, huh? The population of Las Vegas 100 years ago was 30. 6% is all that graduated, of the Americans that graduated from high school. Pot, heroin, and morphine were all sold over the counter in drugstores. And Pluto was just a dot on the film strip of a camera. That's pretty amazing, isn't it? Now, he then went on and gave us 7 pages. I've got 1, 2, 3, I think it's 7, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 pages of advances that were now currently going on that would just blow your mind. And, things that, what they're doing in terms of robotics. and what they're doing in terms of sensors and what they're doing in terms of medical technology and 3D printing, photography, virtual reality, artificial intelligence. And, I conditioned myself before I went in there to say, so what? Because you can't help but get excited or disturbed by what's going on. But I'm looking forward to this next couple of days. We're going to be meeting with some amazing people. At the same time, at the very, very same time, I'm looking at it from the standpoint of how do we bring stability to a chaotic economy, to a chaotic world, politically, socially, and religiously, spiritually. And it's going to be done through the family. So how does this all impact that? That's why I'm here. And I look forward to sharing more about that with you next week. So have a great week. Enjoy it wherever you are. For those of you that are on the East Coast, our condolences with you. We know it's been a tough few days, and we hope things get back to normal right away. So have a great week, a meaningful week, and I'll talk to you next week. Bye-bye.